Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well this week. So this week I thought it would be fun to try out a 360 mini vase, and it fits right inside a regular size envelope, and it pops up like so. That's what it looks like from the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate it so you can see. It says I miss your face. And on both sides you get to see everything we put in here. So I thought that would be really fun and creative to make, and then we can just push it back down and just pop it back in our envelope. So let's go ahead and get started on this mini vase. So the hardest part this week is going to be deciding what you would like to put inside your mini vase. This is, I'm going to say, a relatively easy card. And what we're going to need this week is 8 pieces, and these measure, okay, our next piece is 3 inches by 1. And I'm going to go ahead and give the score lines now while we're doing this. The first score line is going to be a 1/2 inch. Then our next one is going to be 1.5 inch. And then our final one is 2.5 inches. And you're going to need a total of 4 of these. And then our last piece is this piece right here. And it measures 3.5 by 8.5. And then I'm going to go ahead and give the score lines for you also. We're going to do it at 1, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, and then the last one is going to be at 8 inches. And that's it, guys. So we can actually just go ahead and get into making this card. So what we're going to do is go ahead and fold on our score lines. And then we have that. And I guess we can go ahead and glue our little pieces on. Okay, now that we have that done, we can go ahead and take this tab here, and we're going to glue to this end here. Now we should have this octagon shape that we have. Now that we've gotten that together, let's go ahead and fold our little, excuse me, our little pieces here. So we're just gonna fold on our score lines. So now that we have this done, let's take some tear and tape and place them on the tabs. Okay, now that we have our tabs done, what we're going to do, these are going to set up like so inside of our little octagon, okay? And I find it easier if you're using tear and tape to leave this side on so it doesn't stick to this where we need to place it. So I just take of my sides off. And we're going to place it right in, it doesn't matter which one you choose first, but right in one of the creases, okay? And I kind of bend mine like that a little bit. See how I have a little crease? Because we want it right against that score line. And then I just kind of pinch it down and rub it. So we should have something that looks like that now. Now, for our next placement, so we're in this score line here, this score line. We're going to skip this score line and place it inside this score line. And you want to make sure your flaps, you're folding inside of your triangle, like so. Okay? So in a score line, skip a score line, place it in the score line. So I'm going to take my tear and tape off. And then we're skipping that one, and I'm going to place it inside that one. And there you have it. All right, now let's get another one. And this one is going to butt up against this one we just placed. And it doesn't matter which side you choose, but I'm going to go with this one over here. So see how that score line is right there? We want to put it right in next to it and try to place it exactly at the same place. And then give it a little rub down. You guys can use, we can use glue on this too. I just find the tape is less messier to work with. Now I'm going to take my, so it should look like so. I'm going to take my other side of my tear and tape off. So we placed it next to this score line. So this score line we're going to skip, and we're going to put it in that one. So now you should have something that looks like so. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to take my fold and I'm going to butt it right up against this folded one we just did. So I put it right against there. Now we're in this one, skip this one, go to that one. So right in this crease, we're going to put our next tab. Now that's what it should be looking like. Now let's take our last tab. So we're going to place it right against that other tab we just put down. We're here, we're skipping one, and then we're going to place it over here. So give it a little bend so we can get in there. And we're going to line it up with this one. And I'm just giving my tape a good little rub down again. And that's what we should have, guys, right there. We want that start. And if you have that, we're doing great. Now this just lays flat. And we kind of got to work those folds in it. Isn't that neat? So that's it. So now we just need to place our items in our vase. The biggest piece that I used on mine that seemed to work well is this piece right here, and it is I do believe 2 inches by 1.5 inches is the widest part of it. Yeah, so 2 inches by 1.5 is my biggest piece that I put in this vase. So what we're also going to need is acetate, because that's what we're going to use to put our little decorations on. If you don't have acetate, if you order from Cricut, they give this piece of plastic that comes on here. And you can just tear this off like so. And this is pretty heavy. You could cut this up, and I've used it before on projects, and you could use this to hold your little decoration in the middle of your vase. If you don't have acetate or any sort of plastic, my suggestion would to be use some cardstock that would match your vase, and you could use that. Okay guys, this is what I came up with on this one. It says You're My Cup of Tea. And I just want to point out a few things. When you go to make this, because it is a 360 vase, what I do is I kind of turn it and make sure that I'm not placing too many items in one place, because you want it to be kind of, spread out, not bunched up in one place, and then you turn it and then you have a naked place where you wish you would have put something. So every now and then I'll put it sideways or turn it and look at it to make sure everything's looking cohesive. Another thing to keep in mind is making sure when you place your items here is I give it a check to make sure nothing is hitting anything and going in the way where it's keeping it from closing. And then the last tip I can give you is keep in mind the size and how high you're making it. You have approximately 3 1/8 of an inch if you're using a regular size envelope. And if you wanted to go higher or make things taller, you can always go in and use the little trick I showed you on how to make a custom size envelope. And those are basically all the things to keep in mind as you're making your card. So there you have it, guys. And I just want to say thanks for crafting with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!